The Golden State Warriors have officially ruled out Jimmy Butler for Wednesday's Pacific Division showdown against the Sacramento Kings, deepening the team's growing injury woes. Butler exited early during Golden State's 118-107 win over the Phoenix Suns on Tuesday night with a right lower back strain. The 36-year-old veteran played just 14 minutes, going 1-for-5 from the field before heading to the locker room in visible discomfort. "It's his lower back again," head coach Steve Kerr told reporters post-game. "He felt like he could go, and then he tweaked it a little bit." The Warriors have yet to announce whether Butler's absence will extend beyond Wednesday's contest. The team remains cautious, especially given Butler's history of missed games. He has not played more than 64 games in a season since 2018-19. Stephen Curry sidelined with flu-like symptoms. Adding to the team's shorthanded roster, Stephen Curry will also miss the game due to flu-like symptoms, Kerr confirmed. "I don't care what the doctors say," Kerr quipped. "We've got to get him some rest. He's not playing Wednesday." Curry, 37, continues to be the Warriors' most reliable offensive engine, averaging 26.8 points for 0.3 assists and a team-high 1.5 steals per game this season. His absence leaves a massive scoring void against a struggling Kings team that is off to a 2-5 start. Draymond Green, Podziemski questionable. Horford returns. The Warriors' injury list doesn't stop there. Draymond Green, right rib contusion, and Brandon Podziemski, left wrist soreness, are both questionable to play, leaving Kerr with a potentially depleted rotation. On a brighter note, Al Horford is expected to return after resting on the second night of the back-to-back. The 39-year-old big man, who joined Golden State in the offseason to provide frontcourt depth and veteran leadership, has averaged 5.4 points and 4.0 rebounds in limited minutes. "The biggest thing is, come playoff time, is he fresh?" Kerr said of Horford's load management. "There's no back-to-backs then, so maybe we can bump his minutes up." Horford has been on a strict minutes restriction, averaging 21 per game, just below Kerr's target of 22, and shooting only 29.4% from three, well below expectations for a player brought in to space the floor. Aging core faces durability questions. The Warriors' roster remains one of the NBA's oldest, with Curry, 37, Butler, 36, Green, 35, and Horford, 39, anchoring the lineup. Their experience remains invaluable, but staying healthy for an 82-game season has become an increasing challenge. "That's always a factor with an older group," Kerr acknowledged before the season. "The pace, the mileage, it adds up. That's why we monitor minutes and track performance so closely. Guys are going to need to take games off." The Warriors, 5-3, have navigated the early season relatively well, but their ability to stay competitive hinges on balancing rest and rhythm. Kerr emphasized confidence in his younger players, including Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and Podziemski, to step up in the absence of veterans. "We've talked as a team about winning without some of our key guys," Kerr said. "I feel confident with the young guys we have. They can fill those shoes when they're empty." Draymond Green didn't sugarcoat it. After the Golden State Warriors were steamrolled 129-104 by the Denver Nuggets on Friday night, the four-time NBA champion unleashed a scathing post-game critique of his team's defense and himself. "Our defense sucks," Green said bluntly. "And we're 5-5. And they go hand in hand." The Warriors' defensive collapse was on full display in Denver. Three-time MVP Nikola Jokic didn't even need the fourth quarter to dominate, finishing with 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists, just one shy of a triple-double. The Nuggets shot 56.1% overall and drained 16 of 33 three-pointers, effortlessly exposing Golden State's defensive lapses. It was the Warriors' fourth loss in their last 5 games, a far cry from their promising 4-1 start. Green takes the blame and demands accountability. "I've failed," Green admitted post-game. "If our defense looks as expletive as it does, I've failed. So you can send as many messages as you want. Until we do it, I'm failing at it." Green, widely regarded as the emotional backbone of Golden State's dynasty, didn't stop there. He called out his teammates for a lack of defensive pride and individual effort. "Number one, it's taking the challenge. A personal challenge," Green said. You've got to take the personal challenge to guard your man. Then if you get beat, there's help. But right now we're just relying on the help to beat everyone. When you don't give effort, then help can't get there. He emphasized that elite defense begins with individual accountability, not just schemes or rotations. It starts individually. Everybody must take the challenge of guarding their man, and then you build out from there. Missing pieces, missing effort. The Warriors were without Stephen Curry for the second straight game as he recovers from the flu. Newly signed veteran Al Horford also sat out for load management, his fourth missed game of the season. That left Green to man the middle against Jokic, a near-impossible assignment even with help from Quinton Post and Tracy Jackson-Davis off the bench. Denver's backcourt punished Golden State just as badly. Jamal Murray sliced through the defense for 23 points on 8 of 12 shooting, adding 8 assists, while the Nuggets bench stretched the lead to as much as 28. All Warriors players finished with a negative in the plus-minus column. That tells you how disconnected the team was on both ends. Youth movement stumbles as defense disintegrates. Golden State's young core struggled mightily. Brandon Podziemski and Jonathan Kuminga each shot 3 for 10 from the field, while Moses Moody went 1 for 9. None provided the spark or defensive intensity Green demanded. With Curry sidelined and Horford resting, the Warriors' lack of communication, rotations, and rebounding turned the game into a clinic for the 2023 champions. Green's message: play hard, defend harder. I think we need to be a hard-playing team, Green said. We need to be great on the defensive end, and we need to be hard-playing. If those two things happen, everything else falls into place. But we must be a high-energy, high-effort team, and we must be a great defensive team. If we can't reach those milestones, he warned, we don't stand a chance. A wake-up call for Golden State. The Warriors entered the 2025 NBA season with championship expectations after retooling their roster and adding veteran experience. But their recent performances tell a different story, one of defensive breakdowns, inconsistent effort, and fading identity. With the team now sitting at 5-5 and their once elite defense in shambles, Green's public challenge may prove to be a pivotal moment. The message was unmistakable. If the Warriors are serious about contending again, accountability and defense must return to the forefront. According to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, the Dallas Mavericks are expected to seek a trade for Klay Thompson at the NBA trade deadline in February. The journalist also states that the motivation would be the team's poor performance so far in the 2025-26 season. This is because the Texas franchise is in last place in the Western Conference with only 2 wins in 9 games. Furthermore, Siegel revealed that Daniel Gafford is a target for several NBA teams and could also be traded during the trade deadline in February. Despite having renewed his contract last offseason, the center is still eligible for a trade. It's no secret that the Mavericks front office will explore trade possibilities for Klay Thompson before the trade deadline. Meanwhile, several teams are keeping an eye on Daniel Gafford's situation. The 27-year-old center recently signed a 3-year, $60 million contract extension, but is still eligible to be traded this season, the journalist reported. It's worth noting that the Dallas Mavericks have one of the 5 best defenses in the NBA. However, they have the worst defensive efficiency this season. One of the criticisms of Klay Thompson is precisely his offense. The veteran established himself in the league as one of the best shooters in history. But in 2025-26, his numbers are falling short. Ultimately, in 9 games played, the shooting guard is averaging 7.6 points, 1.9 assists, and 2.9 rebounds in 20 minutes on the court. Similarly, his low 3-point shooting percentage is noteworthy. He only shoots 26.4% from beyond the arc, by far his worst career average. In the previous 12 seasons, he converted 41% of his 3-point attempts. So, according to Clutch Points, the Mavs' goal is to build a competitive team around their key players. But, with the poor performance of the former Golden State Warriors player, he may not be part of those plans. Proof of this, in fact, is that he started on the bench in the team's last 2 games. Dallas is looking for ways to build a team around Cooper Flagg, Kyrie Irving, and Anthony Davis. In other words, trading Klay Thompson could give the Mavericks more young talent for the future and to play alongside the other stars, the publication concluded. Klay Thompson joined the Mavericks in a trade with the Warriors in the 2024 offseason. The 35-year-old was excited to go to Dallas because he would have the chance to win his fifth title playing alongside Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. However, the situation changed. This is because Doncic went to the Los Angeles Lakers in February 2025, while Irving is recovering from knee surgery. Daniel Gafford. During that time, Daniel Gafford was signed before the end of the 2024 trade deadline. He played a central role in the Texas team's quest for the title that season, although they lost the NBA Finals to the Boston Celtics. The center established himself as a key player alongside Derek Lively, too. He played 29 games in the Mavericks campaign, averaging 11.2 points and 1.6 assists per game. In addition to Lively, the franchise also has Anthony Davis on the roster. Even with this addition, Gafford has been mentioned as a possible trade target in recent months. The 27-year-old athlete played in only 4 of the Dallas Mavericks' 9 games. In this phase, he played approximately 19.8 minutes on the court, averaging 9 points, 1 assist, and 4.3 rebounds per game. Finally, the Dallas Mavericks are in last place in the Western Conference in the NBA. The team's next game will be this Saturday, 8, against the Washington Wizards, away from home.